Hi guys, the goal of this video is to help you get your church on Facebook Live with just under an hour and equipment that you probably already have. So if you aren't sure what to do about Sunday where coronavirus has your church on lockdown, the goal of this video is that you will have the ability to stream your service, at least a little short sharing or whatever it is, on Facebook Live, and then your congregation can join your Facebook live stream and follow along. So, what do you need in order to be able to do this Facebook live stream? At the very basics, what you need is a smartphone, fully charged ideally, and stable Wi-Fi. You're going to need a quiet space, a quiet room. You'll also need a phone tripod, something that looks like this, and you're going to need a Facebook account. So, to start us off, before we dive in too far, I want to make sure that you have at least one setting set properly on your phone, and that would be the orientation lock on your phone. So, when you're filming using your smartphone, there's one thing that you need to do, and that would be to unlock the orientation lock. So, when you're filming, we want it to be filming horizontally or in landscape mode. Sometimes if you have this orientation lock on, it just defaults to being only portrait mode. So I'm going to show you how to do that, at least on an iPhone. So here we go. All you have to do is swipe up from the bottom, and then you want to tap on that red lock icon so that it's not colored in at all. So that disables the orientation lock. And that is the first step that you need to do. Once you have that set, let's go ahead and open up Facebook, and then we can go through the steps of doing a test run live stream on Facebook right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll open up Facebook. So we want to be tapping on this live button, and if it's your first time using the Facebook app with your camera and your microphone, it might ask you if you want to grant permission to the microphone and to the camera, and you want to say yes to that. So once you're in here, the first thing we want to do is add a description for the live stream. So since we're just doing a test run to begin with, I'm just going to tap right here where it says tap to add description. And then I'm just going to type in test live stream. Go ahead and tap on done. And now we've added our description so people will know what they are seeing if they want to tune in. Since we're only doing a test run from your personal Facebook account, I want to change the privacy settings, and the way that you can change the privacy settings of your live stream is by tapping right here at the top where it says to, and then it has a lock icon. So you can see that we have a few different options on who can see this live stream once we go live. So that could be public, it could be just your friends, or it could be only yourself. And so since we are just doing a test run right now, we want to select only me. So once you've done that, go ahead and exit. All right, so the other thing I want to make sure you know how to do is you probably notice these funny pictures down below, and those are things called masks, and we don't want to use that on our live stream. So we'll go ahead and hide that right now, and the way you do that is you tap on this downward icon right here, and then that hides it so that you won't accidentally press it. All right, so at this point we want to make sure we turn our phone so it's horizontal, so it's in landscape mode, because when we're filming it we want it to be we want it to be in the landscape orientation. So once you've done that, go ahead and grab your phone tripod and put it on there. So now once we've got our phone on the tripod, the next thing to consider is where you're going to film. And so you might just choose your sanctuary like you normally do, but you want to consider, because you are live streaming from just your smartphone using the built-in microphone on your device, the sound quality is going to be very important. So if you're in a big room where it's really echoey and you might be far away from your camera, the sound quality might not be so good. So it would probably be best to have the camera set up somewhere relatively close to you So just, a few feet away from you. And the other thing you want to consider is the lighting of wherever you're going to be filming. So right now you can see I've got some pretty good even lighting. And for whatever room you decide to film in, just make sure that you have good enough lighting. Once you have your camera set up, you can always check that and see, how does the room look? How does the speaker look on camera? And then make any adjustments that you need to, whether that is opening the windows or adding additional lamps just to kind of even it out. Those are some other things to think about. Lastly, the other thing is, for your speaker, it would probably be best to have a seat so that they can sit down and be talking to the camera. And the reason for this is, if a speaker is standing up, they might feel tempted to walk around and they might accidentally walk out of your shot. So by having a chair there, they can sit in that and they can stay in one place. All right, so now that we have our phone set up to live stream, let's go ahead and actually go live. So remember, we set the privacy settings so it's only to yourself. And so any mistakes you make, they're not public. You don't have to be worried about that. You don't have to be self-conscious. You can just go ahead and go live. The way you do that is you tap on this blue button right here on the right. All right. So now I am live, and right now there's nothing behind here, so you can't really see anything. There are a few other controls that I want to make sure you know about. And one would be this flip camera icon down here at the bottom. If you tap on that, that is actually flipping it around so you can see out of this front-facing camera. Otherwise, when I tap that again, it is using my rear-facing camera right here. So now that we have our live stream going, our test live stream going, go ahead and just practice speaking in front of the live stream. All right, hello everybody. I am just testing out this live stream. Want to see what it looks like and maybe make some changes to how I have it set up. And we'll talk through that after this. Once you're done with your test live stream, the way you can end the stream is you tap on the finish button in the bottom right-hand corner. All right, so now that I have done that, it is processing it and it's actually playing back the live stream for me to review. So at this point, this is a really great time to rewatch it and make note of anything that you might want to change. So you might notice, oh, there's actually a lot of shadows on my face when I'm talking. Or, oh, I accidentally cut off the top of my head when I was moving it around. Stuff like that. And once you've made notes of what you want to change, you can always go back and redo this live stream setup as many times as you want to get it right. So at this point, you have a few options. So for this test live stream, you can just go ahead and delete it. You could save it, or you can share it. So when you are actually doing your real live stream, then you will want to share it. But for now, because we're just doing a test, let's go ahead and delete it. All right, so now that we have gone through and done a test run, now that we're ready, we've figured out our setup, we're comfortable talking to the camera, we can now go ahead and try to go public. And this is what you would do for when you are actually trying to stream your church service, or even if you just want to practice so that you are really, really sure on what to do. We're going to do the same exact steps as we did before. We're going to tap on the live button right there. So once we've tapped on the live button, let's go ahead and add a description. Okay. And now what we want to make sure we do is change our privacy settings so that it's not only me. We want to make sure that it's public for everybody to see. All right, so now once you're ready to go live publicly, then you just tap on the blue icon to go public. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're live.
Hi everybody. We're recording a tutorial of how to use Facebook Live so that pastors and churches can benefit from a step-by-step guide that takes away all their fear, any kind of trepidation they may have over how to do this kind of live streaming. And Natasha is a great teacher, and I'm really glad that we can do this.
Finish. Ta-da! And now that you've gone live, you have done it. You've gone from not knowing how to stream your church service on Facebook Live to actually having a stream out there. So let's talk about what you actually communicate to your congregation. Okay, so in this case, you are streaming from your personal account to the public, and so what you want to share with your congregation is the link to your profile. And the way that you can find that, if you're not sure where it is within Facebook. You can go to your profile. If you tap on this three dot icon next to add story, and then you scroll down and you can see your profile link right there. So you can just copy that link and then you can email that out to your congregation so that come Sunday they can just tap on that URL and pull it up on their device, their laptop or their phone, and then they can be watching your live stream. So there you go. You now know how to live stream your church service on Facebook Live. And this is a really basic minimalist setup. It's using things that you probably already have. And of course, there's always room for improvement. If you want to think about next steps beyond just this Facebook live stream using your smartphone and using the built-in microphone on your phone, there are definitely next levels that you can do to level up your live stream. And some of those things could be live streaming from your church's Facebook page rather than your personal account. You also might think about improving the audio on your live stream. So if you wanted to include a worship band or things like that, the microphone on your smartphone may not be the best option to get that audio and stream it. And so if you want to think about that, that's going to require a much more technical setup, and there are a lot of resources out there that talk about that. And lastly, you'll also notice that with this setup, it's not very easy to share slides or your liturgy with the people following along. And for this type of use case, if you want to level it up by having your slides and your video stream together, our software Spiffio will help you to do that. So if you're interested in having slides and your video stream integrated together in one place that's really easily accessible for your audience, feel free to contact us at spf.io.